Teacher Talk and Sports here, and we are going to continue our series of MLB Mount Rushmores. Today, we will be looking at the San Diego Padres. I've been doing these daily. This is the 23rd of 30 teams I will be doing, so we're starting to run down towards the end, going alphabetical order by team name. So, of course, Mount Rushmore has four presidents, thus in these, I try to name the four best players in franchise history, only looking at what they did with the team I am doing. Of course, these are subjective, not easy. Let me know in the comments once this is over who you would include in your Padres Mount Rushmore. The Padres have been around in existence since 1969, so 52 years. They have yet to win the World Series, though. Won two NL pennants in 1984 and 1998. So let's get into it. I do not rank the four players. I list them in alphabetical order by last name. And we could start with Mr. Padre himself, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn, ducked into Hall of Fame in 2007. One of the best hitters of this era, any era really. If we look at some of his accolades, spent his whole career with the Padres, Hall of Fame, 15-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove, 7-time Silver Slugger, and an 8-time batting champ. So let's scroll down to his career numbers. He played 20 seasons with the Padres, batting .338 with an .847 OPS, 135 homers, 1,138 RBIs, 1,383 runs, 3,141 hits, 543 doubles, and 319 stolen bases. As you can see, the 8 batting champs. The only season he batted under 300 was his 190 at-bats in his first year in 1982. While he never won the MVP, he finished in the top 10 7 times in voting, including a best third in 1984 when he hit 351 on the year. Just an historic hitter. 1994, of course, was the strike-shortened season. There was a chance he would have been able to hit 400 as he ended the year at 394. That would have been interesting to see if he could have ended at 400. But he also led the NL in hits 7 times, runs once, on base percentage once. Obvious choice for the Padres Mount Rushmore. Next, we got Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman was at one time the all-time saves leader until he was surpassed by Mariano Rivera, but he still ranks second all-time, and he did much of the damage with the Padres, was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018, spent his career with the Padres spanning from 1993 when he was traded there from the Marlins until 2008. During that time, he had a 2.76 ERA, 552 saves, 9.7 strikeouts per 9 innings, and a 1.04 whip. In 1998, the year they won the World Series, not won the World Series, made the World Series. What a season it was for Hoffman. 1.48 ERA, 53 saves as he finished up as the runner-up for the NL MVP. Also was the runner-up in 2006. Both those years he led the NL in saves. He had 9 seasons with at least 40 saves. Most seasons his ERA was under 3. He only had 4 seasons, including his partial season in 1993, where his ERA was over 3 with San Diego. So, one of the most dominant closers for well over a decade. Made 7 All-Star appearances while with San Diego. Trevor Hoffman, definitely one of the most storied closers in MLB history, and another obvious choice. Those are the 2 obvious choices. I could go a couple different ways with these final 2. I went with starting with Jake Peavy. Jake Peavy spent his tenure with the Padres from 2002 until 2009. in that time, went 92 and 68 with 3.29 ERA, 1.19 whip, and struck out a little over a batter per 9 innings. Um, well, batter per inning. In 2007, he was named the NL Cy Young as he led the league in wins, 19 ERA, 2.54, strikeouts 240, and whip 1.06. Was also an All-Star in 2005 when he led the NL with 216 strikeouts. In 2004, he led the NL with a 2.27 ERA. From 2003 to 2008, all those seasons he finished with double-digit win totals. Jake Peavy is the third member of the Padres Mount Rushmore. And we can end with Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001. As you can see, he started his career with the Padres, spanning from 1973 to 1980. Played with a bunch of teams. Actually played a little longer with the Yankees, but Padres just don't have that storied history. So even though Winfield spent less time with the Padres, it was barely less, and he was very productive in his time there. Batted 284 to 821 OPS, 134 OPS plus, 154 homers, 626 RBIs, 599 runs scored, 1,134 hits, and 133 stolen bases. Was named to the All-Star team in each of his last 4 seasons with San Diego from 1977 to 1980. In 1979, he finished third in NL MVP voting as he led the league with 118 RBIs. Was a Gold Glover in each of his last 2 seasons, 1979-1980, with San Diego. Scored over 100 runs in 1977, had that over 100 RBI season in 1979. Had 2 straight years he batted exactly 308 in 1978 and 1979. So not only was he an excellent hitter, but he provided much value in right field. So Dave Winfield is the final member of the Padres Mount Rushmore. So going in alphabetical order, we have Tony Gwynn, Trevor Hoffman, Jake Peavy, and Dave Winfield. Now this was one of the more challenging ones because they just don't have all that many storied players. Of course, Gwynn and Hoffman, but after that, just hasn't happened. As I mentioned, they have not won a World Series yet in their existence. I included Peavy and Winfield. Some honorable mentions: Phil Nevin, Nate Colbert, Randy Jones, and Cam Caminetti. Let me know in the comments who you would include in your Padres Mount Rushmore. I'm sure everyone's going to include Gwynn and Hoffman, but who else would you include? Do you agree with my Peavy and Winfield? Do you go with someone who spent most of his career with the Padres in Randy Jones? Randy Jones did win a Cy Young in 1976. Ken Caminetti is a former NL MVP. So let me know who you would include in your Padres Mount Rushmore. Going to continue this series tomorrow with the San Francisco Giants, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.